Hey, welcome into our first live interview here on Tuesday from Radio Row in Los Angeles. Joe Roderick here for Claibs Online. And as you can see on the screen right now, our first guest, she is Miss America. She's Emma Broyles, and she joins us today on behalf of the Special Olympics. Emma, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor to be here to get to speak with you today.
It's great having you. So I came from. So you are the first Alaskan Miss America.
Yeah.
Are you in Alaska right now?
I'm actually in Arizona. Isn't that so
Oh.
funny? I'm glad I'm not in Alaska, though. It'd be a little bit too cold there right now for me.
Right. I was going to say, so I came from St. Louis where we had 2 feet of snow when I left. I think it's starting to melt today talking with people back there. So I don't even want to know what it's like up by you, right, where you're from.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, it's been pretty snowy up there too.
Yeah, so it's so we're here today. We're talking with you, talking Special Olympics. So up in I've yet to visit Alaska, but how does when you are getting into the pageantry and Miss America, how is that up in a state like Alaska where you are removed from the rest of the country?
Yeah, it's so funny because in some of these bigger states, especially kind of in the deep South, they'll have like 60, 70 girls competing for the title, just the state title, which you've got to qualify for a local before you even do that. So there's like 300 or something girls that are eliminated just to the one who goes to Miss America. And in Alaska, I competed against 6 girls for the title. And it's so funny because nobody, the pageant world isn't very big up in Alaska, and especially in these other northern states. So that's why it's kind of cool because, the underdogs typically don't win competitions like Miss America. So it was also cool because we've got Lydia Jacoby from Alaska who got a gold medal at the Olympics this summer, which was, they're all of a sudden Alaskan women are making names in the United States. So it's pretty cool.
So when you go from going against 6 girls to, as you move on, I mean, what's that pressure like?
I actually didn't experience as much pressure as some of the other girls did. I think especially coming from a state that's never won, everyone's like, oh, there's Miss Alaska. Awesome. But some of these other states that have had their states have won year after year, I can only imagine they probably felt so much pressure feeling that weight on their shoulders. But I think there was no pressure being the underdog.
I mean, I would imagine, you mentioned down south. I mean, Texas is where it's,
right?
it's like crazy down there.
Wow.
I mean, they make TV shows about it down there. I mean, just to get out of the state of Texas, probably for them is,
Exactly. I got so lucky being up in Alaska. Isn't that so funny?
So, I mean, are there mean girls in the pageantry world when you get into the Miss America? Like, are there ones that are kind of looking at you because you're from up there?
Everybody has asked me what the girls were like. That's always the first question that I get when I come back. But the girls are seriously some of the sweetest girls that I've ever met. I truly believe that the girls who are competing at Miss America, they're at a point in their life where, some of these girls have already graduated law school. Some of them have already graduated medical school, or, they're very driven girls who are accomplished. And I think that the judges pretty early on, especially at the local and the state level, they can sniff out the ones who are going to be catty. And so truly, like at the national level, the girls are just so, so sweet. And I think that when you've got such a good head on your shoulders, there's no room for cattiness, right?
So what got you involved in it? What was it that sparked your interest, your desire to do
so
this?
I thought it was really neat that Miss America kind of gives young women a platform in which they can speak about stuff that they're passionate about. So for me, that's Special Olympics. So I grew up with my older brother has Down syndrome, and he first became an athlete with Special Olympics when he was about 7 years old. So I was pretty young when he first got started. And my little brother and I would go to practice with him. He started out doing track and field. We'd go to practice with him twice a week, and we'd participate and help out. And we did that, pretty much every single week up until now. And I thought that it was so neat that I had this platform to talk about why Special Olympics is so important and why it means so much to me. So now as Miss America, it's really cool that I have this national platform and audience to talk about Special Olympics, because a lot of people are unfamiliar with the work that Special Olympics does.
Yeah, and that's the Special Olympics and Super Bowl have kind of gone hand in hand the last few
Yeah.
years with getting the word out for that, and just the big names that they bring, and just your connection with that is amazing. You're talking your brother Brendan. What events does he do? You said track and field, and
Yeah, so there was one year that I coached the swim team, and he had never done swimming before, but he decided to veer away from his typical track and field so that he could do swimming since he knew I'd be there. But he's done all kinds of events. He did horseback riding. They did horseback riding even for a few years up in Alaska. He's done basketball, floor hockey. He's done, I'd say, probably most of the sports. He did powerlifting, and that's one of the cool things is that there's such a big variety of sports. So it's not like he's just stuck to track and field in the summer and skiing in the winter.
Well, so you got him doing the swimming. He's already doing the track and field. If he's able to ride a horse, I would imagine riding a bike is similar. I mean, we had Chris Nikic on the show on the show last year. It sounds like your brother is. I mean, he could be right there, getting ready to do some triathlon
I know,
training, right?
I don't know how much he like that. He doesn't have great stamina, but I'd have to get him into it. He does love his bike.
There you push him into that. You get him involved in that, and see just how far he could take it, right?
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like the way you think.
So Emma, as far as the Special Olympics go, I know you can go online at jointherevolution.org, and all of the information is there, and just everywhere, social media wise, people can check out the Special Olympics, right?
Yes, and we've actually have the USA Games coming up this June, which I'm super pumped about. I get to go, which is the first time I've ever gotten to go to the USA Games. And then the World Games are going to be in Berlin in June 2023. So the USA Games are kind of the qualifying games for the World Games. So I'm pretty excited. It's going to be awesome.
Have you guys been locked into the Olympics going on in China these past few days?
Oh, yeah. I have been watching on my iPad. It has been really, really neat to watch. We don't have very many athletes coming out of Alaska.
For the Winter Games, you don't? Really?
I mean, maybe for the winter sports, we've got a lot more than summer. We've got quite a few skiers, but I just like to watch the figure skating. I don't know about you, but I love watching the figure skating.
That's awesome. Have so much fun at the games this summer and beyond. And Emma, thank you so much for jumping on with us and giving us a few minutes of your time on this busy day.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.
That is Emma Broyles, Miss America, the first Miss America from Alaska, joining us here on Radio Row here in Los Angeles.
At Western Illinois University, limits are meant to be pushed. Because the best change happens when people think in new and unexpected ways. At WIU, you'll experience a world where your presence matters, where your ideas take flight, and your determination opens the door to possibility. At WIU, we create a world that's brand new.